Well, I'm starting here where I ended the last video at Alabaster Caverns. I'm going to get hooked onto the camper and head on. I'm going to do some exploring today. If this fog don't let up, there may not be much worth showing. But I got to start covering some miles. Let's go see what we find.
There's never an option to run. Oh, Geronimo, tears keep on falling, the nighttime is ours. Oh, Geronimo.
This might be one of the more epic places I've ever been. I think there used to be a tower up here. Pretty cool though. Well, Freedom, Oklahoma may be one of my favorite little towns. Kind of stuck in history, but still well kept. Looked like a decent little town. I'll have to come back and explore more. Anyways, I headed north out of there, and I'm I'm gonna pick up the Transamerica Trail up here, and I'm gonna follow it to camp tonight. It's already 1:12, so I think Lake Evans Chambers may be in the forecast. If I can make it towards Optima, I'll head there. But officially picking up the Transamerica Trail here. Just lots of epic rolling plains up here. Lots of gypstone plateaus. I don't know, whatever you call them, buttes, plateaus. It's a pretty area up here. I didn't realize it until I passed by Camp Houston, but I've done some oil field work up here. We used to stay at Camp Houston or eat at Camp Houston or something. But it's pretty awesome. Miles and miles. Pretty remote, but you can definitely see why the cowboys and stuff dominated this area. Pretty neat area. Well, I ended up dropping down and hitting some pavement to make up some time. And wouldn't you know, the sun came out. I passed by this Doby Springs sign. I think it's a Buffalo City owned campground. I've drove by it several times and always wondered what was here. I figured now's the perfect time to go look. It's like a golf course with some camping spots maybe. But let's go check it out. Well, that was actually a pretty cool little place. I'd camp there. But it's only 3 o'clock. I got some more miles to cover, some more things to see first. Let's continue on. Lake Evans Chambers was calm, peaceful. It would have been a good place to camp. But there's still daylight left. The sun is shining, and I'm going to carry on. I've got enough time to get to Optima Wildlife Management Area, the lake that never was, and I really want to go there. So that's where I'm headed for the night. Gonna hammer down, hit some more back roads, and head to camp. As you can tell, I've still got a little bit of a sore throat, a little bit of a cough. I don't feel horrible, but I don't feel great. So it's kind of affected how much I've filmed, how much I've done today. But covered about 130 miles so far. Lots of new areas. Fun day. Driving along this road here and found what I believe was the community of Clear Lake. Googling it, I can't find much of anything. There's a church there that doesn't look that old, and a schoolhouse that is definitely an older schoolhouse, but some kind of unincorporated community, I wonder. But fun find. You know, stuff like that's part of these overlanding trips. It's not about the trails, it's not about off-roading, it's about everything you find along the way, everything you experience. From the animals to the history, you know, the trails and stuff, the roads you take, that's just part of it. And I love cruising these back roads in Oklahoma. You know, we don't have a lot of public land, but we've got a lot of good back roads out here that nice and scenic. Especially you get to the west side of the state, there's a lot of history and stuff. Fun places to explore. Well, I made it here to camp just in time to get the drone up and show you where I'm at. Pretty epic spot. getting dark, so I'm gonna get my diesel heater set up just in case I need it tonight. I made this adapter. It's literally half of a cutting board, but it fits my window pretty well. Need to find a piece of tape to cover that, but well, got the diesel heater set up. A little bit of wind rolling in, but man, hard to complain about that view. It's getting dark, so the video will probably start getting blurry. Outside, it's, let's see, that's about where we're at, really. But, you know, magic phone. Anyways, I'm out here at Optima Lake tonight. The lake that just never filled up. It was an engineering failure. First time being here. Pretty abandoned. There's hundreds of RV spots. I don't know, but they're all empty. There's a lot of tent spots because they're all empty. I drove around for a little bit and didn't see nobody out here at all, anywhere. And I couldn't find where the designated spots were. There wasn't really much designated out here, and I don't think they care as long as you stick to the road. So I parked on the road. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Anyways, got camp set up. Got a fire pit. Excited for a fun night. Camping somewhere new. So, I was just setting up my GoPro on the other side of the camper, away from the fire. Trying to get a star lapse. Sorry, I'm a little out of sorts right now. But anyways, something just came up the canyon towards my camp, walked right in front of my car towards the fire, and then took off when I started making noise. It was as tall as the hood of my car, because I could see it over the hood of my car. Just this figure moving. I heard it coming up the grass. So, too big for a coyote, right? Bobcat, mountain lion. But what's weird is it came up the side here with my fire pit and everything and the lights. This light wasn't on. I was on the other side setting up my GoPro, taking test photos. I'll have to look and see if that last photo got anything. That was creepy. Creepy. But anyways, I am here at Optima Lake. It's dark, it's peaceful, creepy. I got here like right at 5:20 and had like 5 minutes to set up as the sun started setting. So I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna eat. And the bad thing is getting here so late with places, like you don't have time to explore and film and set up stuff because it's dark now. So it kind of sucks for a video, but hey, I'm here, I'm camping, probably getting attacked by something. Wasn't Bigfoot, too small for Bigfoot. But I don't know that I've ever had anything come to camp with a fire, other than like an armadillo that just does not care and wouldn't run away. But needless to say, I'm now carrying a firearm on my hip and have a flashlight in my hand. That was wicked. Well, just to catch you up, just hanging out in the camper here. I don't have the heater going or nothing. Just watching some grind hard. Just chilling, basically. It's getting kind of windy outside. I didn't put the trailer down or nothing because I plan on kind of driving around in the morning on the way out. I don't know. We'll see what the sunrise and stuff does, but I didn't see a need in unhooking the trailer. So I don't have the jacks or nothing down so I can feel the wind shaking it a little bit. But just hanging out here in the camper, watching a little YouTube. Hadn't felt great all day, as you can tell from my voice and stuff, so didn't cook tonight, didn't really do much of anything, but be lazy. Right now I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna need to turn that heater on. Right now I'm pretty comfortable, so we'll see as it gets closer to bedtime. But probably gonna call it a night, and I'll get up in the morning, try to watch the sunrise and stuff, get some pictures and stuff then. And then tomorrow, I haven't decided. Part of me wants to go ahead and go to Black Mesa a day early and then just set up base camp, and then I'm free to roam and I'm free to shoot content and stuff. Part of me wants to go camp up at Kansas. I don't know. I'm close enough now. I'll just drive around tomorrow and make a decision at about noon or something. So we'll see what happens, but anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. See you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Got camp packed up here, fixing to head out from the WMA. Just running a time lapse, getting that sun coming up. As you can tell, I am stopped up today. Whatever crud I've gotten has not went away. But it's like 32 degrees right now. It's cold enough I had to thaw out my Pop-Tart on my dash. So, just to recap last night, I mentioned something came up, some kind of animal, and it came up the side of this valley, right through those bushes. That's when I heard it, or through the shrub here, in front of my car, and straight towards my fire pit and everything that was on this side. It sat taller than the hood of my car, so about waist high, and went this way. And I never saw it go there, and this is all fence, so it didn't go that way. I'm assuming it went down right here somewhere, but I don't know. It's all rocky. There's no way to see paw prints or anything, so I don't know what it was. Yeah, I can't tell. It's interesting. But anyways, got everything packed up. Took me a little while because I have to work a little bit. My hands get cold. I don't have very good circulation. I have to sit in the car and warm up. Just keep doing that. So, gave me time to do a time lapse. But I'm going to hit the road here, hit up a little bit more of the WMA on the way out, and continue making up the trip as I go. And driving through here, these abandoned campgrounds, kind of sad, you know, knowing what this could have been. Even if the lake didn't fill up, I don't really know why they didn't go ahead and turn it into a campground, at least sections of it. I mean, the infrastructure and stuff was already done. It could have been like a state park or something. You know, you can come out here and camp for stars and views and not necessarily the lake. I don't understand why it was just abandoned. You know, the way I see it, we already spent the money on it. I mean, like right here, look at this campsite. View for miles. Like, I would camp here, and honestly, this wouldn't have been a bad choice last night. And honestly, this isn't a bad choice to come back. Now, in the summer, you'd be exposed, and windy, you're exposed, but for some stargazing, it was a pretty dark night. I enjoyed this place. I'd definitely come back. Heck, I may even have a group event here or something someday. It's just sad, though, that this place was just abandoned like this. And they came in and tore all the bathrooms and everything out. It's crazy. Well, I swung by Hooker, filled up with gas, and now I'm headed north to pick up some of the Transamerican Trail. From there, I'm going to head west. I'm probably going to swing into Kansas, check out the Cimmaron National Grasslands. And depending on time, I may camp there, or from there, I may make the push to Black Mesa and camp a day early there. It would be kind of nice to set up base camp and then just free roam in the car for a few days. But we'll see. Nothing really epic or anything so far. A lot of it has just been back roads. I mean, they've been awesome back roads, but I'm not going to show you the same thing over and over and over. While it's fun driving it, it's probably not that much fun watching it. So, let's go pick up the Transamerican Trail, see what we find. This was kind of a weird find along the Transamerica Trail. It's like a private little lake surrounded by trees. I don't know if it's well fed or spring fed. Looked like they had a little bit of a golf course that they had set up. But lots of no trespassing signs, and from what I could tell, this was all private property. I wonder what the history is on this, though. This is kind of interesting. You know, having a little pond or lake out in the middle of nowhere with all these trees and stuff. Kind of a weird find. Well, it is 12 o'clock now. Just crossed into Kansas, passing through Elkhart. Stopped at the Dollar General because, you know, they're everywhere, and got some cold medicine. So hopefully I stop feeling like crud. And I'm gonna head up to the Cimmaron National Grasslands up here. Check it out. I may stay, I may not. Right now, we'll see how long it takes me to explore a little bit up here. But I'm leaning towards heading to Black Mesa, just so I can set up base camp and then explore without dragging this camper. Because a lot of what I'm hitting after this is kind of in that same area. It would just be a little more fuel efficient, a little easier to turn around and stop and see things. But head out of town here, up to the National Grasslands, and see what's here. Well, first thoughts of the Cimmaron National Grasslands. One, vault toilets, clean, and these actually are less than a year old. Looks like there's water here. Campsites, ponds. I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty good dark sky area. Decently spaced sites. Calm, peaceful. I'd say this wouldn't be a bad place to camp. But it's still too early in the day. I gotta keep exploring. And there's more to this campground I'm gonna go check out, as well as a few sites around here. Well, as I take this other back road here, this place reminds me a lot, as far as the roads, like Sandy Sanders. You know, there's some hills and some, nothing technical, but just fun roads. They're not just flat and graded. And then there's some roads here that looks like get quite a bit of traffic. There was a river bottom that was dry sand, and it's on the MVUM, open to ATVs, dirt bikes, cars, just about anything that wants to drive down the sand. So this wouldn't be a bad little place to come out and explore a little bit. I mean, other than the drive, if you live closer, this would definitely be some cool spots. There's a couple of points of interest, it looks like, on this area that I want to go check out. So let's go check those out. You know, driving through this area right now would be a great time for me to get the drone up. Kind of show me driving some of this. However, that's one of the benefits of me being a smaller channel. I don't have sponsorships or anything pushing me to get views. I don't have to make epic videos all the time. And I'm able to put the adventure first and the filmmaking second. Because for me, it's about getting out and seeing this stuff. Especially somewhere new, the first time, I'm exploring. You know, if I come back and I know, hey, here's some good spots to fly the drone, and I kind of know what's here, I probably will. But keep that in mind if you're considering, you know, doing content like this. It can be a lot of work, and it can take away from the adventure. You know, luckily today, not feeling great, but I'm able to just come out and explore and see what's here. Just like this rock marker. I'm gonna back up and see what this thing was. If I had to guess, it's part of the Cimmaron Trail. Sorry, I get distracted easily by things that are interesting. Take that back. Old Santa Fe Trail marker. Check that out. See, this is why it pays to slow down and enjoy your trips. Like I was just saying, I'm glad I don't have to film and struggle to put out a video. I just do whatever comes naturally. And sometimes you find cool stuff, sometimes you don't. That was cool. Built in 1907. Wow. They took these and placed them down here to keep the river from washing away. That's pretty cool. Looks like there's a museum in Elkhart that would be worth seeing with restored steam engines. Pretty cool find. Well, that's the cool stuff today. Even right here off the main road. This is the Cimmaron Overlook. A lot of history here. Where I'm headed, I don't know if you can see on that camera, so let's swap over to this one. But if you look over there, that's the third highest point in Kansas, known as the Point of Rocks. We'll be able to drive to it, but when they came through, according to the information here, I didn't know this, but as they came through on the Santa Fe Trail, when they saw that Point of Rocks, they knew they were getting somewhere where they could get water for their animals and for themselves. So, it's a pretty neat history. Wish I lived a little closer. I'd explore this area a whole lot more. And I may just have to make another trip up here. Pretty cool. Pretty dry right now. I wonder if they're in as much of a drought as most of the other places, because a lot of this stuff's pretty dry right now. Pretty dry. Third highest point in Kansas. Look at that view. Something happened to the audio on this clip, so I'll try to remember what I said. Something along the lines of I made it to the tri-state area here where Oklahoma, Kansas, and Colorado meets up. This is one of, I believe, 3 tri-state or state edges that I'm going to touch on this trip. Stay tuned and we'll see if I make it to all of them. But that's a pretty cool find. Pretty cool. Yeah, something along those lines. Well, it is 3 o'clock and I decided I'm going to head to Black Mesa. I'll get there in enough time to get camp set up, get comfortable, and then I can base camp from there for the next few days, because a lot of what I want to see from here on out is either right there in that area or stuff that I was planning on driving from there out to see, you know, surrounding states, surrounding stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and base camp there, get that set up. Go ahead and quit dragging this trailer around and check out the park. So I may end the video here, and then in the next video pick up where I leave off, setting up camp at Black Mesa and then exploring the area around Black Mesa. Just that way I don't have one big video that just runs on and on. But so far it's been a great trip. It's been fun exploring. I've seen a lot of new places and a lot of places I want to come back to. So thanks for joining me. Be sure and like and subscribe and watch for the next video where I pick up where I leave off here and continue my Panhandle adventure. As always, there's still another mile left to explore. I'll see you on the trail.